here is the most broken way to level up your weapons in Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone Season 3 right now. I'm going to make this video short and as simple as possible so you guys get the most out of it, but be sure to leave a like if you find it useful and check out my other Season 3 guides if you want, like how to level up the battle pass, zombies guides, that kind of thing. I've got timestamps in the description if you want to jump to a specific part of the video. We're going to cover how to level up your weapons quickly in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, zombies and Warzone. Before we carry on with the video, if you're looking to permanently unlock the new Modern Warfare 3 Mastery camos, or play in bot lobbies to max out your guns and unlock camos quickly, or get your hands on an instant delivery pre-made account, then be sure to check out MitchCactus.com. These guys are the biggest and most reliable sellers with tons of offerings for Modern Warfare 3 with completely safe and legitimate services on all platforms. So far, they've almost 10,000 reviews on Trustpilot, so if any of that sounds good to you guys, then make sure to use code RAGER for 5% off for a limited time only. Check out the link in the description. Without further ado, let's talk about how to level up your weapons fast. Okay, so we'll start with multiplayer, then talk about zombies, and finally Warzone. So for multiplayer, it's really important to have a class setup, as most people don't know that your class setup can actually determine how much XP you get. If you have the right setup, you can get more XP, so it's definitely worth making it right the first time. So what you want to do is, for the perks, you want to put on the Demolition Vest, you want to put on the Scavenger Gloves for perk 1, the Stalker Boots for perk 2, and the Blacklight Flashlight for the gear, which is basically perk 3. For your tactical equipment, you want to put on Decoy Grenades. It's really important as this counts towards weapon XP, and for the lethal equipment, you want to put on something like a Semtex. And for your field upgrades, you can either put on a DDoS or a trophy system. DDoS will obviously allow you to DDoS other enemies and equipment. Trophy systems will obviously neutralize equipment that's thrown near. So it depends kind of what map or mode you're on, which one's best, but normally I go for DDoS. And then make sure you have got score streaks on, not kill streaks, and put something like UAV, counter UAV, and then something else like a Sentry turret. Now, once you've done that, you want to hop into the game. So what mode do you want to play? Well, it kind of varies a lot, but in Season 3, there's going to be a few new good maps. So there's going to be Grow House, which is a new small map. It's kind of remastered from the Sphere map in Vanguard. I didn't play it, but I hear it was good. And there's also at the launch of season going to be a brand new map, Emergency, which is a very small 6v6 map. I think it's going to be a similar style to sort of the Stash House, Meet, those kind of maps. So it's going to be quite a good one, I think. Those are going to be the two main ones that you want to focus on at the start of Season 3. Season 3 Reloaded, there's also going to be a checkpoint map and mosh pit as well. And the map is repurposed from the Stronghold point of interest from Rebirth Island. And that map will come, like I say, in season. So that will be the other small map to focus on later on in the season. If they're not around, what you want to focus on is small map mosh pit. So there'll normally be a small map mosh pit, including ones like Stash House, Rust, Shipment, Meet, Das House, Stash House, and then obviously these new small maps as well from Season 3. It's really worth going for that because you get lots of small maps, you can get more kills, it's faster paced, it's easier to get weapon XP. So definitely worth going for that if you can. And then when you actually get into the game, most people will just kind of run around, try and get some kills, but let's quickly talk about what you actually want to be doing to make sure you're boosting the amount of weapon XP you get in game. So of course getting kills is important, but it's not the only thing you want to focus on. So when you spawn in, the first thing you want to think about is using your tactical equipment, i.e. your decoy grenades. You'll have 2 or 3 decoy grenades. Make sure you throw these around the map. Try and throw them near enemies or near objective points, as if they go off near enemies, you're going to get decoy assist and you'll get thousands of extra XP at the end of the game if you keep throwing these. So it's definitely worth going for. It's definitely worth using these if you can. Now, once you've thrown these, you want to kind of keep rushing around getting kills. Normally you'll be on a small map mosh pit, like I say, so try and keep getting as many kills as you can. And when your field upgrade, either your DDoS or your trophy system is charged, use that. For trophy systems, like I say, throw it near objectives or places where enemies are going to throw enemy equipment. For DDoS, just keep using it when there's enemies or equipment nearby which you want to DDoS. That will get you a lot of extra XP as well. And the other main thing for multiplayer is you want to go for the objective as much as you can, as this will get you more XP. So if it's kill confirmed, collect as many tags as you can. And if it's domination or hardpoint, capture the zones, shoot any enemies on them, and then defend them from the enemies. That will get you a lot of extra XP, more than just killing or capturing zones. So doing both together will get you more XP, which is good. And obviously you want to hold these down and try and keep the objective to get the win. So those are kind of the main things you want to do in multiplayer. Fairly simple, really. Other things you want to be doing is just making sure you're getting, as well as your kills, make sure you're using your weapons to destroy enemy equipment, enemy field upgrades, and enemy kill streaks. And like I say, using your own equipment, field upgrades, and kill streaks as well. This will all add up. And also make sure you get more exciting kills like headshots, long shots, bloodthirsties, that kind of thing, as this will get you more XP as well. So that's pretty much it for multiplayer. What about if you're playing zombies? In zombies, before you start the game, you want to put on the weapon you want to level up. You want to put on a field upgrade such as the energy mine, which can thin herds of zombies. You want to put on something like a Semtex for the lethal, decoy grenades or a stim for the tactical equipment, and then it's best to play on either a double weapon XP weekend or use a double weapon XP token. There's loads of ways to earn tokens. There's often events, battle pass, doing certain missions in zombies, doing certain campaign missions will get you tokens. There's tons of ways to get tokens. Make sure you use those if you can. Then what you want to do is pop into a game of zombies, and there's a few different things you can do. First of all, you can do the Outlast contract. Head there, activate the PND, get it to about 90%, then cancel the contract, and there'll be a glitch going on where the zombies can keep spawning in even though you cancel the contract. So they'll keep spawning in, you get lots of kills, and you can level up your weapons quickly. That's one way to do it. The other thing you can do is you can grind contracts. So my favorite ones are the bounty contracts and the deliver cargo contracts. Bounty contracts are quicker if you've got a good weapon. I would highly recommend checking out my top 10 zombies loadouts guide to know the most broken weapons in the game right now. out, make sure you use some of those. They're really good for killing zombies fast, and if you put that on, Pack-a-Punch it, and put a ether tool on it, you can melt the special zombies really quickly, and you can keep grinding these bounty contracts and do so many of them in the game. So one of my favorite things to do is just like do a bounty contract, kill them really quickly with your good weapon, go to do another bounty contract, and keep doing it over and over again, ideally in the tier 2 zone, as you get a bit more XP and money, but also it's not as difficult as tier 3. In tier 3 there are some good contracts and you can grind for those, but they're slower to do, there's less contracts available, it's a little bit more difficult, you're more likely to die. So it's kind of better to do it in tier 2, I think, but it's kind of up to you. So keep grinding contracts is the other method. The third main thing you can do is kind of use the exfil zones to keep farming the exfils and get lots of kills. Lots more zombies spawn again now. There's special zombies as well, so keep using those to get kills, to get lots of weapon XP. Use your kill streaks, use your field upgrade, use your gun, that kind of thing. Just bear in mind obviously that with the new containment levels in the game, if you don't get on the chopper, I think you lose containment levels and you drop down to the next tier. So if you're worried about that, then obviously don't do exfil farming, but it is something you can do regardless. Obviously it's worth doing at the end of the game as it will give you more XP. Now generally what will happen is once you do all this stuff, you'll get to a certain cap. I think it's about 7 levels in the game now in zombies. You'll get to the cap and then the XP earn rate is very slow. At that point you'll kind of want to either carry on if you're doing something else, or otherwise just finish the game and start again. It's kind of a bit of an annoying process, so at that point I'd recommend just exfilling and leave the game. But there is something else you can do which has a separate XP cap, and that is the Act 1 Tier 7 extraction mission. And the good thing is you can repeat this even if you've already done it. So for this, you make sure you get to Act 1 Tier 7, select that mission, load up the mission, spawn into one of the zombies, wait for that special exfil to come in, and then board the helicopter to go to Dr. Jansen's locations. Now when spawning into this new small map area, you want to pick up a bunch of deadbolt turret ammo mod circuit boards. They'll be scattered around the map. I'll show you where some of them are. Pick them up, then head to the office with Dr. Jansen, escort her up to the helipad, load these circuit boards into the turret, and each one is going to give you 2 minutes. So pop a bunch in there, you're going to get about 15 minutes of time, and that will instantly kill the zombies. I'd recommend just moving around the helipad as that will encourage more zombies to jump up. They'll be killed more quickly by the deadbolt turrets, and therefore you can get lots of XP. That will count from the turret towards your weapon, so definitely worth doing that. Don't board the helicopter straight away, and then obviously once that turret's run out, get in the chopper and finish the game. But that's a really good way to do it, and I think it's got a separate cap as well, so you can do it kind of as a second part of a game once you've done the other methods to get the first 7 levels or so. There's also dark ether rifts and things like that which you can do to get XP and so on. There will probably be some other new methods in season 3, so I'll kind of flag that up as we go on with the season, because there'll probably be some new methods like I say. But I would recommend using containment levels to, you know, have more cash, upgrade your stuff more quickly, that kind of thing. It's definitely worth doing containment levels, and if you want to find out how containment levels work and how to earn them quickly, I did make a dedicated guide to that, so feel free to check it out. There'll be a card on screen or link in the description. So that's it for zombies. Now let's finally talk about Warzone, as there's a few good modes for that. So for Warzone, I'll keep it short and simple. Basically there is Rebirth, which is coming to season 3. There will probably be modes like Rebirth, Resurgence, and hopefully there may be some good modes that have been in Rebirth before in the past, but at the moment that's probably the one that's going to come. Aside from that, there will definitely be Plunder, and there will hopefully be Vondel Lockdown as well. Those are kind of the 2 main modes you want to focus on. Like I said, I'll make an updated guide if there is a good Rebirth mode, but at the moment Vondel Lockdown and Plunder are the best ones to focus on. Normally it's an either or in the game, either there's Plunder or there's Vondel Lockdown. Vondel Lockdown's a little bit better, Plunder's still pretty good, and I'll explain both of them now very quickly. So for Plunder, what you want to do is this 3 main parts of the weapon XP method. You want to do contracts, you want to do looting, and you want to use the buy station. So for contracts, you can do scavenger or intel or big game bounty, but the best one I recommend is most wanted. This is because it gives you more XP, so it gives you 5,000 weapon XP. You have to survive for 4 minutes, but you can run it down by opening loot containers. So whether that's loot boxes, duffel bags, whatever it might be, just keep opening loads of containers. That will run down the time by 10 seconds each time you open a container. And the good thing is it's not just you. If you have friends, they can open containers too, and that will run down the timer for you as well. So keep opening containers to run down the timer. That will help you complete the most wanted contract in maybe like 2 minutes at most, so really quick. You will have then got the XP and money from doing the contract, but then you also would have got lots of XP from opening the containers. So do the most wanted contract. You'll still be marked, so obviously take care not to die. Try and stick with teammates if you can, but I would recommend it can be useful to kind of do this contract in an area away from the flight path by yourself, so you're less likely to come across enemies that might try and kill you, as that's very annoying. And obviously use vehicles to get between the contracts a little bit faster. So contracts is the first main thing. The second thing is looting. This gives you more money. It reduces the most wanted contract survival time, like I say, and you also get XP as well. So you get 100 XP per loot container you open, which counts towards your weapon XP as well. So 10 containers is 1,000 XP and so on, and there's so many to open, so it's really easy. And like I say, it includes any storage container, things like duffel bags, loot boxes, toolboxes, fridges, cupboards, lockers. They all count, so it's definitely worth using. That's the second thing. And the third thing is the buy station. So once you've got a bunch of cash from collecting cash, from looting buildings, cash registers, that kind of thing, looting containers and boxes, contracts, looting from enemies, all that's going to get you a lot of cash. Head to the buy station, buy lots of items like armor plates, and that's going to give you a bit of a bonus towards the XP as well. All in all, you're going to get a lot of weapon levels just from doing that in Plunder. That's a fantastic way. It's a similar method for Battle Royale as well, but that's basically the main method you want to do in Warzone. So So in summary, you want to do the contracts, especially most wanted, open lots of loot containers, collect lots of cash, and then go to the buy station and buy a bunch of armor plates. Obviously make sure you're getting kills as well, so go to higher flow areas if you can along the way, but the main thing is obviously to stay out of the way and do the contracts and the loot containers and so on. So that's it for plunder. What about for Vondel Lockdown? If Vondel Lockdown is around, here's what you want to do. Put on the resupply perk in your perk 3 slot. That allows you to recharge equipment over 50 seconds. Put on the decoy grenades, which you can replenish from the resupply perk and the munitions boxes. Throw lots of decoy grenades into popular areas with enemies, and every time a decoy grenade goes off, you're going to get 200 XP when it goes off near an enemy. So use your decoy grenades as much as you can, throw them near enemies. Open lots of loot containers, again 100 XP per container. There's going to be tons of them around the map, so make sure you open those. The other thing you want to do is obviously get kills. Each kill is going to get you several hundred weapon XP, and finally holding the zones will get you a lot of XP as well. So each one's going to get you about 500 XP when it's captured, but you can rejoin it about 20 to 30 seconds after, so you can get at least 1000 or 1500 XP from a zone quite easily. So that's probably the best thing to do, and you also get bonuses when you're capturing the zone with teammates as well. So that's basically it for Vondel Lockdown. All in all, I'd say all these modes are good, but I would say probably the best mode is Warzone, either Vondel Lockdown, which is probably the best, followed by Plunder. If you can't do Warzone, then I would say Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer is the best, in which case try and make sure it's a small map mosh pit, such as the new 6v6 maps in Season 3, or some of the small map mosh pit modes that we've had before. Zombies is probably the least effective still. Hopefully that will change at some point, but it's still okay if you're going for other things, but it's not worth playing zombies just for that, if I'm honest. Hope you found this useful. If you did, be sure to drop a like on the video, check out my other Season 3 guides, like how to level up the battle pass, zombies guides, weapon unlock guides, that kind of thing. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all my latest Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone videos. Hope you guys found it helpful, and I'll see you all on the next one.